I've been putting off making this video for a long time, so before we begin, let me make one thing abundantly clear. If you cheat in a game of online chess, your mother is unbearably hideous. You have no friends, you're a raging virgin, and you probably haven't showered within the last 6 months. I initially wanted to make this video in January of 2023, around a year ago today. Chess was undergoing an enormous boom in popularity, and the amount of cheating exhibited in online chess websites was absolutely absurd. I didn't want to bring attention to the accessibility of cheating for one big reason. I wanted to give these platforms a solid chance to get their anti-cheat detection together. The spike in the popularity of chess was unprecedented, and it would be unfair to hinder any progress made in the right direction by making a step-by-step tutorial on how to cheat. But the reality is, a video like this can be beneficial in the effort to stop cheating in chess. Why? To spread awareness of what cheating in chess actually looks like and the lengths people will go to do it. There are a few ways to cheat in chess, but let's look at the easiest way that most players utilize. It's as simple as installing a browser extension. It's very important to note that engine use is actually permitted on chess.com if it's strictly used against non-human opponents, like the Martin bot for example. But even if you cheat against one of your friends in an unrated game, you will still be banned. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you the browser extension I'm going to be using, but it's also worth noting that Google actively tries to remove these browser extensions from their store. There's also a high likelihood that if you go downloading random cheating extensions on Google, you may be receiving an email from a handsome prince in Nigeria asking for $100 for an investment opportunity that will make you a billionaire. These browser extensions have various versions of Stockfish within them. They scan your browser for a potential chessboard and it will follow the game you're playing, highlighting the best moves as the game progresses. These engines are not perfect by any means, but they'll usually beat any player you face on chess.com. It would generally take a grandmaster playing at maximum capacity to hold off an engine playing like this at low depth. As you can see in this game I played against Martin, I played at nearly 100% accuracy and beat him in just 18 moves. I also played against the Magnus Carlsen bot, rated 2,782 elo higher than Martin. It's safe to say the results were similar. The extension recorded nearly 100% accuracy against the Magnus Carlsen bot as well. This is blatant cheating. Most of you probably already know, but for those who don't, let me point out a few tips that you can use to identify a cheater online. High accuracy. The first one is simple, high accuracy. If your opponent consistently records games with accuracies of 80% or above, the likelihood is they're cheating. If your opponent plays one game where they get 95% accuracy, but the rest of their games are within a realistic band of 60 to 80% accuracy, the likelihood is the hyper-accurate game was just an outlier. Account age. Online chess platforms have gotten pretty good at identifying cheaters before they become a big problem to people. This means people who want to cheat usually aren't willing to risk their main account. To remedy this, they'll create a brand new account. If your opponent has an account which was created only a few days ago, it should ring some alarm bells. Move frequency. Is your opponent moving super fast in-game without making any mistakes? This can also be a sign of cheating. As you saw earlier in the video, low-depth engines immediately give you a move. It might not be the best move, but it will never be a blunder. For a lot of people, this is blatantly obvious. If you've been playing chess for over 6 months, you could probably point out a blatant cheater with your eyes closed. So if it's this easy to find a cheater, why is it still such a big problem? For every 10 dumb cheaters, there's one smart one. And for every 10 smart cheaters, there's one genius one. It's some people's cup of tea to cheat in online chess until they get to around 2000 elo, get banned, and do it all over again until eventually their IP gets banned. But some others want much more. Becoming a talented chess player is something that takes years of practice, and the appeal of skipping all that hard work and attaining that skill level in just one day is very high. A lot of people want to reap all of the benefits of blatantly cheating without being caught, and this is where things get tricky. Usually cheaters are very bad at chess, no more than 1200 elo, and really have no idea why the moves their engine is suggesting are good moves. But what if that weren't the case? Let me put it into perspective. The world number one is currently Magnus Carlsen. He's by far the greatest chess player in the world right now. If you had to put money on Magnus Carlsen and world number 2 Fabiano Caruana in a 10-game head-to-head match, you'd probably put it on Magnus Carlsen. But what if we changed the rules a bit and gave Fabiano Caruana a one-time use engine move in each of the 10 games? I think most of us would agree the odds massively shift into Fabiano Caruana's favor. He's not going to waste this engine move in the first 5 moves of the game, he's going to use it when his legitimate calculations tell him that the position is sharp, and when one move might just win him the game. The reality is, this happens all the time in online chess. Players that have played for multiple years hit a wall and stagnate in their rating, and they go down the cheating route. Let's use myself as an example. I'm 2100 in the rapid time control, and let's say I've stagnated there for over a year now, and I'm growing very frustrated with my lack of progress. I'm going to play a single game of chess against a 2100 rated chess.com bot. I'm going to show you the game review, and you're going to decide if I cheated or not. This is the game, and I apologize in advance if this analysis is a little bit poor. I don't really want to give away whether or not I cheated in this game or not. I started off with the move d4, I always play the London system, and my opponent plays the modern defense. I knew exactly what to do here. I play bishop f4 and I play e3. After knight f6, you should play h3 to stop knight h5 trapping the bishop. You don't have to play it, but it's generally what I would play. I play c3 in this case. I don't really even think about the move h3, and they do come with knight h5. Usually when this happens, I just continue with my development. If they take here, I've got a stronghold on this e5 square, and this whole idea of playing d6 and then e5 in the modern, it doesn't really work if you've got a pawn on f4. So this is perfectly fine for me. My opponent castles, I bring my bishop out, they take my bishop, and now I've got this pawn on f4 like I was talking about, and I'm very happy and very comfortable in these positions. Let's skip forward a little bit. My opponent plays this peculiar move, bishop e6. No idea what that does. I think it's not a terrible move, it's a waste of a move. But I continue to develop my pieces. You should have taken here apparently. Just a very big weakness in the center here for black, and you're getting rid of this light square bishop, whilst yours is going to be very strong if you can push h4, h5. This pawn takes, and then this pawn looks at a very important square. They bring their queen, I defend my pawn with g3, and we get to this position. King g2 is a really nice move. You want to play rook h1. I don't think I play it for the right reasons. I like to push here and here, and then this rook becomes very active, and so does this bishop. I'm not sure what the engine thinks here, but I play king g2 nonetheless, and then we kick this bishop away. We play rook h1 eventually, which is not the best move. You should be playing b4. But my opponent goes on and just overall doesn't play a super accurate game. I play queen b3, attacking the pawn. Knight a5 is nice, and then I kind of just have to run away with my queen in the end because I get hit with the pawn. I have to go back to queen a4. I take here, apparently a mistake. I saw free pawn, so why not take the free pawn? They take, and I win my pawn, and I guess this is why, because there's a lot of pressure here. They can kick this at any point, and it's going to be really difficult to escape this pin. So I decide, let's get out of the pin now, king h2. It's a mistake, but I just don't want to be in this pin. And now my rook is also pinned, so the next move will be to play rook e1 or something like this. I play rook d8. Apparently bishop takes e5 is just a win here. Oh yeah, it is. Bishop takes e5, and then here, and then I lose this. So that's why that's a blunder. My opponent doesn't find it, and then I play rook e1. Now that is no longer available. If you take, I take, and there's no more pin. So we continue. I take here. I play a3. I wasn't really sure what else to play. I bring my queen back to e2. I'm thinking of trading off. I want to maybe threaten to put my knight in here, maybe put this one in here and make it a little bit more useful. Now knight b6, bishop b3, and I take. I don't really want to worry about my rook being under attack on d1, which is perfectly fine. And then I go and snap up another pawn. Not the best move. My queen is getting a little bit offside, and I'm letting the black pieces get in. I'm let off the hook a little bit by queen c7. It's not the best move. I have knight c4, just getting my knight out of danger and rerouting back to e5. The bishop takes. I take back with my queen. This is not a free pawn because this is hanging, so I move my knight up to e5. It's a natural move. Rook d2 threatens the pawn. And then I play rook e2, defending the pawn, and offering the rook trade. We're up material at this point, so I'm happy to trade down and go to an endgame. Rook d1 is played. Then I play queen e4, offering the trade of queen. So I really want a queen trade here. It's very, very simple to win against this bot if I can put it into an endgame. They reject the trade. I do have this check, but it doesn't really do anything yet because they've got this move. So realistically, you want to be here. Here would be really nice. Check here, of course. Here you would win the pawn. That's why queen a5 is played. If you have this, you've got this as well. But this check is a lot nicer. They play queen d8 to stop it. I play queen c6. I don't really know what else to play. I'm attacking this pawn now. And then they take my bishop. And if I take, this is weird because maybe rook d2 comes. and I don't have this rookie 2 move back. I have to come here, and I just don't really like it. I realize I've made a little bit of a mistake, but I just take with the pawn. It's not a massive deal. Queen d3, and then I play rook e3, and this is completely winning now because I'm going to play rook f3, defending this pawn whilst also being an attacking piece. The queen goes back. I play queen e8 check here. I play check again here. Bring the rook, and you can tell exactly what's going to happen. There's no way out. I check here. Oh no, I don't. I play queen e7. If you go here, I'm going to dovetail mate. Sorry, that was my idea. And then they go back and let me ladder mate them, and that is the game. And we'll quickly go onto this screen right here. We can see a lot of mistakes made. We'll go through a review. I played 81.3% accuracy. My opponent played 72.1. I had 16 best moves, 6 excellent moves, 7 good moves, 3 book moves, 5 inaccuracies, 4 mistakes, 2 misses, and 1 blunder. And you can also see down here, I played like a 1500, and my opponent played like a 1250. But the real question is, did I cheat? Well, of course I did. I cheated for every move in that game. Every single move I had engine assistance. Here's how I made it look like I didn't. First, I played the London system. This can lower your accuracy significantly because systematic openings aren't about being hyper accurate. You can make a few small inaccuracies within the first 10 moves and still maintain a near perfect position. So by move 10, I had a realistic accuracy whilst also maintaining a slight advantage. Secondly, when I knew the position was better for me, I would opt for moves that would maintain the advantage instead of increase it. This meant that I would maintain my winning position whilst only playing the 5th or 6th best move in the position, drastically lowering my accuracy. By move 40, my opponent had allowed me a 2-pawn advantage, and all I had to do was convert the position. Now, I've only been playing chess for 2 years, and I also have very limited experience in how to use engines to bypass anti-cheats. And with my limited expertise, I was able to formulate a game that would probably trick most advanced players into thinking I was legit. So what do we do? The harsh truth is, nothing. But let me quickly explain how cheaters usually get banned on chess.com. There are millions of games played every day online. Online platforms simply do not have the resources to run their anti-cheating software on every live game played in the rated pool. This is where reports come into play. If a player suspects their opponent of cheating and reports them via the platform's reporting system, it'll record a single report. If that report stays singular and no other player reports the user, nothing will happen. This is to not waste the anti-cheat's time analyzing games when the person who reported could have just been angry they lost. However, if multiple users, let's say 5 people, all report the same account, the anti-cheat will then take a look at that user's games. If the user was blatantly cheating with around 90 to 100% accuracy in most of their games, there is absolutely zero chance that the anti-cheat won't ban them. However, if players sneak past their opponents and make them believe that their chess is legitimate, there is no reason for the anti-cheat to intervene. This is not to say that the anti-cheat is perfect. I know from experience that the anti-cheat is very capable of missing closet cheaters, but a big part of the problem is the anti-cheat not knowing where to look in the first place. But there is one solution. Not many people like it, but it is a solution, and it's the only one that will 100% work. It's what a lot of FPS games are using to ensure their players aren't cheating in a competitive setting, and it's simply a verification system. To play a game, you need to enter your phone number, credit card details, or some kind of identification that could be 100% individualized. Once a player has given this information to a governing body, they would be allowed to play in a rated pool against only players that have done the same thing. This means that if you decided to cheat in this selected pool of players, if you got banned, you simply wouldn't be allowed back in. There would be no way to evade the ban because you've already used your identification to play on the account you got banned on. This system is working well in games like Counter-Strike, and even Chess.com CEO Danny Wrench has said it's well within their plans for the future.
We talked about that with verified as something we did. We are going to be working on a verified system going forward, and
I made this video because as a chess player, I understand the threat cheating has to the game of chess. In some scenario in the future, it might become impossible to determine if somebody is using illegitimate means to win a game of chess. In my opinion, the first step we need to take is to stop running away from the problem. We can't expect the honesty of players to shield us from the issue and not build barricades to protect those who do the right thing. Cheating in online chess is more accessible than ever. And if this video spurred you to go and cheat for yourself, then so be it. But if a short YouTube video I recorded in just a few hours can become a real threat to online chess, then there are clearly bigger issues we need to address.